Have you ever felt like the universe was desperately trying to tell you something, but you kept missing the message? Let me tell you about Sarah. She was scrolling through this exact type of content 8 months ago. Unemployed, bank account bleeding money, questioning if she'd made all the wrong life choices. Sound familiar? But something strange started happening. Every time she felt that crushing anxiety about her future, she'd see the same number, 47. License plates, receipts. Even her phone battery would die at exactly 47%. She almost dismissed it as her brain playing tricks. But then she saw a job posting, $47 per hour. The address, 4747 Innovation Drive. Interview time, you guessed it, 4:47 p.m. 3 weeks later, Sarah didn't just land that job. She discovered her dream career and met her future husband in that same building. Coincidence? Here's what Sarah learned that 99% of people never realize. The universe has been leaving you breadcrumbs your entire life. Today, I'm going to show you how to finally see them. But first, if you've been experiencing weird coincidences lately, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, that urge you just felt, that's not random either. And here's something I want you to try right now. Before we go any deeper, drop any word in the comments. Just one word that comes to mind. Don't think about it, just trust your intuition. I'll start, flow. Now you. Let's see what the universe wants to say through us today. What you're about to discover will change how you see reality forever. The reality glitch. Okay, let's get real for a second. We live in a world that's taught us everything is random, logical, or pure chance. Your car breaks down right before that important meeting? Bad luck. You think about your college friend for the first time in years, and they text you an hour later. Coincidence. You keep seeing 11:11 on the clock during major life decisions? Your brain is just pattern seeking. But what if I told you that's complete BS? There's a name for what you've been experiencing. It was discovered by Carl Jung. Yes, that Jung, the psychology legend. He called it synchronicity. Here's what that actually means in normal human terms. Meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect to be chance. Think about it. You've experienced this. The song that comes on the radio right when you need to hear those exact lyrics. The book that falls off the shelf containing the answer you've been searching for. The random conversation you overhear that solves your problem. Pause this video for just a second. Think of one time this happened to you. Go ahead, I'll wait. Resume with validation. See, you've got one, don't you? Maybe several. That's because what you've been experiencing isn't coincidence. It's communication. Building curiosity. But here's where it gets really interesting. The invisible conversation. Jung discovered something that blew his mind, and it's going to blow yours too. He called synchronicity a secret conversation between your inner world and the outer world. Translation. Your thoughts, emotions, and life situations are somehow connected to what happens around you. Not through cause and effect, through meaning. Let me show you what this looks like. The repeating numbers code, 111, shows up when you're making decisions. 222 appears when you need confirmation. 333 pops up when you're questioning your path. The perfect timing phenomenon. You desperately need guidance, then overhear a stranger saying exactly what you needed to hear. You're thinking about changing careers, then 3 different people randomly mention the same new field. You're feeling alone? Then someone from your past reaches out unexpectedly. Here's what I want you to do right now. Comment below with the number you see most often. Seriously, do it. Let's see if there's a pattern. Now, skeptics will say this is just your brain's pattern recognition system. And you know what? They're partially right, but they're missing the bigger picture. Because the real question isn't whether you're noticing patterns. The real question is, why do the right patterns show up at the right time? The science behind the magic. Let me bridge the gap between woo-woo and reality for a minute. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system. Think of it as your personal Google filter. When something becomes important to you, your RAS highlights related information everywhere. Ever notice how when you're thinking about buying a red car, suddenly you see red cars everywhere? That's your RAS working. But here's where science meets mystery. Recent quantum physics research shows that consciousness actually influences reality at the smallest levels. The famous observer effect proves that simply watching something changes how it behaves. What does this mean for you? Your attention doesn't just notice reality, it helps shape it. Whether you believe in quantum consciousness or just psychology, the practical result's the same. When you start paying attention to meaningful coincidences, more meaningful coincidences happen. It's like the universe saying, "Oh, you're finally listening. Great, let me turn up the volume." And what I'm about to tell you next is the part that changes everything. The awareness upgrade. All right, enough theory. Let's talk about how to actually use this in your real life. The daily synchronicity practice. Morning intention. Start each day with 30 seconds of simple awareness. Not meditation. Just notice the space between your thoughts. Think of it as clearing the channel. The pattern journal. Keep notes on your phone when something feels meaningful. Don't overthink it. If it catches your attention, write it down. Date, time, what happened, how you felt. I started doing this last year. Within a week, I noticed I kept seeing butterflies during difficult conversations. Not random, specifically during moments when I needed to speak my truth. Now when I see a butterfly, I know it's time to be courageously honest. The 24-hour rule. When something synchronistic happens, pay extra attention for the next 24 hours. Synchronicities often come in clusters, like the universe is downloading information in packages. Here's the key. Don't force meaning onto everything. Real synchronicity feels different. It creates a sense of knowing in your body, not just your mind. Try this right now. What's one decision you're struggling with? Hold that question in your mind as you go through your day. Notice what grabs your attention. I guarantee something will. The common traps. But wait, before you go full synchronicity detective, let me save you from the mistakes I see people make all the time. Trap number 1, the fortune cookie syndrome. This is when you try to force meaning onto every tiny coincidence. Seeing your lucky number on a receipt doesn't mean you should quit your job and move to Bali. Reality check. Real synchronicity usually points toward action. You already know you need to take, not dramatic life changes. Trap number 2, the spiritual vending machine. Thinking you can manifest synchronicities by wanting them really hard. That's not how this works. Synchronicity is about alignment, not control. Trap number 3, the chosen one complex. Believing frequent synchronicities mean you're spiritually special. Here's the truth. Everyone experiences synchronicity. Most people just aren't paying attention. The goal isn't to become a synchronicity collector. It's to use these moments as a guidance system for making better decisions and feeling more connected to your life. Now let me share some stories that'll show you just how powerful this can be when done right. Real people, real results. These are actual messages from viewers who've applied what I'm teaching you. Marcus from Seattle. I kept seeing 47 everywhere for 3 months. Finally paid attention when I saw a job posting. $47 an hour, address 4747 Innovation Drive. Took the job, met my wife there on day 1. We joked that the universe played matchmaker. Notice, Marcus didn't quit his job the first time he saw 47. He waited for a clear, practical opportunity that made sense. Elena's story. After my divorce, I was drowning in depression. Walking through a bookstore, feeling invisible, a book literally fell at my feet. Women Who Run with the Wolves. First line I read, "The wild woman is not lost. She's waiting for you to remember her. That moment started my healing journey. The timing was everything. Elena was ready to receive that message. 6 months earlier, she might have just picked up the book and kept walking. David's transformation. Lost my son in an accident, couldn't function. Then butterflies started appearing during my darkest moments. Not randomly, but exactly when grief felt unbearable. Instead of dismissing it, I let those moments comfort me. 2 years later, I run a foundation helping other grieving parents. Our logo, a butterfly. This is Synchronicity's real purpose. Not to prove anything supernatural, but to provide meaning and direction when life feels chaotic. The deeper truth. Here's what most people miss about synchronicity. It's not about the universe sending you messages. It's about recognizing that you're part of something bigger than your individual story. Think about it. You're made of the same elements as stars. Your body contains minerals from ancient oceans. The oxygen you're breathing right now was exhaled by plants, other humans, maybe even dinosaurs. You're not separate from the universe. You are the universe, temporarily focused into human form. When you see those meaningful coincidences, you're witnessing the intelligence that creates galaxies and guides bird migrations. The same intelligence that's expressing itself through your life. This is why synchronicity feels so profound. It's recognition, like remembering something you'd forgotten. You're not receiving messages from some external force. You're remembering your connection to the creative intelligence of existence itself. And here's the beautiful part. The more you recognize this connection, the more it expresses itself through your daily experience. Your personal synchronicity map. Let me give you a personalized framework for working with synchronicity in your specific life situation. If you're facing a major decision, watch for repeated symbols, numbers, or phrases over the next week. Pay special attention to what shows up during moments of doubt versus moments of clarity. If you're feeling stuck or lost, notice what consistently grabs your attention when you're not actively thinking about your problems. Your subconscious is constantly scanning for solutions. If you're in a transition period, synchronicities often accelerate during life changes. Document them. You'll see patterns that reveal the direction your life wants to flow. If you're dealing with loss or grief, allow synchronicities to be comfort rather than proof. The meaning is in how they help you heal, not in whether they prove anything metaphysical. Here's your assignment for this week. Each night before bed, ask yourself, what wanted my attention today? Don't analyze, just notice. Within 7 days, you'll start seeing your personal synchronicity language. And I'm curious, what's the most meaningful coincidence that's happened to you lately? Share it in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. The transformation begins. Here's what happens when you start living this way. Week 1, you begin noticing patterns you've been unconsciously ignoring. Week 2 to 3, decision-making becomes easier because you have an additional guidance system. Month 1, you feel more connected to your life, like you're participating in something meaningful rather than just surviving random events. Month 3, people start commenting that you seem more aligned, more purposeful. Because you are. Will every day be magical? Will synchronicity solve all your problems? Absolutely not. But you'll feel less alone in your journey and more confident in your decisions. The real gift isn't the coincidences themselves. It's the shift in how you relate to your life. Instead of feeling like a victim of random circumstances, you start feeling like a conscious participant in an intelligently orchestrated experience. And that brings me to the most important thing I want to leave you with, the infinite conversation. The secret I wish someone had told me years ago. Synchronicity isn't a spiritual achievement or a sign that you're advanced. It's simply what happens when you pay attention to life with genuine curiosity instead of habitual distraction. Every single person watching this has experienced meaningful coincidences. The difference is whether you dismiss them as random or recognize them as part of the conversation that's always happening between your inner awareness and your outer experience. You don't need to believe in anything supernatural to benefit from this. Even if synchronicities are just your brain making meaningful connections, those connections can guide you toward better decisions and deeper fulfillment. Here's the beautiful paradox. The less you need synchronicity to prove something, the more useful it becomes as guidance. After years of studying this, I've realized that synchronicity isn't about the universe proving it loves you. It's about you remembering that you belong here, that your life has meaning, and that you're not navigating existence alone. Whether you interpret these experiences through psychology, quantum physics, or spiritual frameworks doesn't matter. What matters is that they help you feel more aligned with your authentic path and more connected to the mystery of being alive. The continuing journey. As we reach the end of our exploration together, remember this. What you've learned today is just the beginning. Start noticing, start documenting, start trusting the intelligence that's been guiding you all along. Your life is about to become a lot more interesting. I want to hear about your journey with this. In the comments, share the most significant synchronicity you've experienced recently. Don't worry about sounding woo-woo. This is a safe space for exploring life's mysteries. And if this conversation has opened something up for you, I'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. The fact that you found this video at this moment in your life probably isn't random. There are deeper mysteries we're going to explore together, and something tells me you're ready for them. Set expectation for future. Next week, we're diving into the psychology of prophetic dreams and how your sleeping mind might be preparing you for future events. Trust me, if synchronicity caught your attention, this is going to blow your mind. Remember Sarah from the beginning? She messaged me last month. Not only did those synchronicities lead her to her dream job and life partner, but she's now helping other people recognize their own meaningful patterns. She became part of the universe's way of speaking to others. That's what happens when you start listening. You don't just receive guidance, you become a conduit for it. The eternal moment. I'll leave you with this final thought. The conversation between you and the cosmic intelligence of existence never ends. It only deepens. Right now, as you're watching this, something in your life is trying to get your attention. It might be a decision you've been avoiding, a path you've been afraid to take, or simply a reminder that you're exactly where you need to be. The synchronicities aren't coming. They're already here. They're always here. Your only job is to listen. Comment below and tell me, what do you think the universe has been trying to tell you lately? Until our paths cross again in the infinite web of meaningful connection, remember, you are not alone in this mystery. You are the mystery discovering itself. The conversation continues.